Thanks. Okay, so with that, I'd like to entertain a motion to rearrange, reorder the agenda. So we will be suspending the orders of the day, and we will begin with our discussion about Lancer Care Virtual Center. And for that, I would like to make a,
Wait, Chair, I'm sorry, I think that you're doing some, there was a first and a second, so we have to vote on it first now, and then we have to make a new motion, I believe.
okay, thanks. So then I'm going to take the roll call vote. Natalie?
Nay. So we have the first motion.
So now we have,
about reordering it, so now we have to vote on that.
Approve it and suspend orders of the day.
So let me tell you this, you've got two guests. They can speak under public comment on non-agenda items. You don't have to redo your agenda. Or there is a motion on the floor to approve the agenda as listed. If the first of one of those people withdraws their motion, the motion dies. And then you could rearrange your agenda to your liking. Or you could all vote yes, then it goes, or you can all vote no, and it dies. So multiple options for approaching this. If our guests are just speaking on non-agenda items, you can certainly accommodate them in the beginning of your meeting. It's up to you all, unless there's something really specific that has to be discussed.
so with that, would anyone like to remove their,
I'd like to remove my voice.
So you asked if there's anyone else who'd like to first, and if no one does it.
would anyone else like to first? Seeing none, the motion has died. With that, I would like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda with reordering of discussion item A to be the beginning of our agenda for today.
So you're moving discussion item.
Discussion item A to begin before action item A.
So you want to reorder your agenda to move discussion item up to item number 5. And on that reorder, discussion item C, move to discussion item 5A.
Okay, so with that, I'd like to entertain a motion to reorder discussion item A to,
So I'll just say, so my recommendation is that you reorder your agenda to make discussion item 6 to item 5. And then under discussion items, you move C to A. And then you just need to, someone just needs to move with the noted change.
I'd like to move with the noted changes for today's agenda on October 6th, 2021. Second.
so first by Marcus, second by Philly. That I'll take a roll call vote. Natalie? Thank you. Eugene? Thank you. Jay?
Aye.
Thank you. Brianna?
Aye.
Thank you. Marcus?
Aye.
Thank you. Jonathan?
Aye.
Thank you. Philly?
Aye.
Thank you. Jillian?
Aye.
Thank you. Christian?
Aye.
Thank you. Nat? Okay, thank you. So with that, we'll begin, and thank you for your patience, Dr. Stephens. So now the floor is yours. Would you like me to pull up the PowerPoint you shared with me?
Yes, you can.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Did you intend to skip the reports?
I did.
So that was the part of your motion.
My end, do you want me to share it as well?
I think we're okay just going like this.
Yes, we're okay now, Dr. Stevens. Would you like me to, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Look, I can't see the slides that you're sharing. I know which slides in which order, so I can just go, but I don't see what you're sharing. Just so that
So go to share screen. Okay. Yeah, then click on. And close that. And if you're not going to speak anymore, mute yourself. So you shouldn't.
Okay, there you go, Dr. Stevens.
It's at 9.
much. Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Carmen Stevens, the faculty coordinator for Lancer Care Virtual Center, which is our basic needs hub for TCCC.
Mm,
Next slide. What is Lancer Care? Lancer Care is a centralized hub for basic needs support and case management for the campus. We do provide direct support, advocacy, and community linkage to basic needs concerns for students at TCC. These are just some key terms that we would like the campus as a whole to be aware of, just to broaden the perspective of food insecurities, housing insecurities, and basic needs. Food insecurities, experiences with inconsistent and limited access to affordable and nourishable food, and food diet that lacks variety. Housing insecurities, instances of overcrowding, so when you have multiple people living in one room or one space. Couch surfing, and sometimes that looks like floor surfing, so having to sleep on a friend, relative's floor. Affordable housing costs, sleeping in cars, and homelessness. So basic needs includes a large body of looking at the whole student. This includes food, housing, clothing, washing, not having access to, clean clothes. Some of the things that maybe sometimes people take for granted or sometimes we don't think of as that important part of our basic needs. And those basic needs aren't met, so then we have the nourishment, the food, the security, the housing, those confidence. It can affect us as individuals, but also our academics. Who we serve. Serve all of PCC students. Student applies to PCC, then you're available to seek out services. Our goal is to not turn a student away. So let's say they're trying to apply, they're thinking about coming the next semester. We still want to guide them and support them, but our priority is our current PCC. These students just really need to have a PCC ID or ID number. I know every student still doesn't have their card yet, as we're still transitioning to online and maintaining as well. If you know your student ID number, that will get you far with assisting us to verify that you're a PCC student. Now, some of the resources we refer you to in the community may require to know more information. So we do give very sensitive and personal information. So sometimes this requires knowing like your employment status, criminal history, social security number, if a person has a disability or not, and other factors. We do go over that. We review confidentiality with students to make sure they know, like, none of this information goes against you. It's more of getting you connected to the appropriate services services within any limitations or restrictions that there may be. The thing about our services is there is no fee for Lancer Care services. So everything is free within our program and services. The services that we deliver. We do give out electronic grocery gift cards. We have a localized food pantry here on campus. We also have case management, social worker assistance. So that might look like if somebody needs help with like applying for a resource, manager and social worker can help walk through that. We help people apply for CalFresh application assistance. So if you need food stamps, EBT benefits, we have every table food home delivery, and I will expand on that one a little bit more. We also have adjustment and culturally specific mental health counseling. So this doesn't take away from our traditional PCC personal counseling, but this is specific counseling to students that are adjusting and students that are of the Black and Latinx community. There is housing navigation assistance. So currently PCC does not have its own housing for students, but we do help connect students to any housing resources within California. Then there's employment, housing, and financial literacy workshops. So we try to offer workshops that tailor to our student needs, our student goals. This one is just a quick image just to show like a lot of the different things we connect on. So housing resources, our PCC pantry, personal counseling. We try to connect people to medical and health insurance, to, like I said, the CalFresh application, college housing navigators, and things like that in our community. Next slide. On this next slide, I'm going to expand a little bit more on our resources. So our case management. There's intakes that are completed, help with public services assistance. So again, if somebody needs to apply for cash aid, they need help applying for their unemployment benefits, even, applying for jobs and things of that nature, we're here to assist you and at least guide you on the way. We do not do it for you, but we can assist just in case there's any clarification points or if you need somebody to advocate for you within the community. To housing navigation, and so there is a variety of different programs and nonprofits and housing resources out there, and so we try to help walk a student through that process to see what they can connect to, what they qualify for, and what will benefit them as a PCC student. There is our pantry. Pantries, we have food supply where people can come and just get snacks. Sometimes you just need something to drink to boost you up. Again, all we ask is that you have your PCC ID card or your ID number and you just sign in. It's just to track how much we're giving out so then we can know, how much to replenish or even if we need more. To help with groceries, so there's times when if student needs, a whole grocery bag full of food, we can offer those as well. As well as like canned goods and things that students can store for later. We also have the gift cards. So our gift cards are for students who maybe have limited access or they need to go to a grocery store to get specific type of food. It's typically a one-time thing, but it allows students to be able to go to the grocery store and get the food needs that's specific to them. Then we have our delivery service, and that is our every table meal, where students can get food delivered to their home. Other services are mental health, and that one also includes an intake. It's counseling by referral. And so again, our counseling focuses on our Black and Latinx population and helping them to adjust to some of all the, social justice issues, transitioning to college, being first generation. This does not mean that these students cannot go to personal counseling, which is also still available on campus. It's just they would choose one or the other. And the counseling that we're offering is more focused on addressing adjustment. You can still use counseling for like test anxiety or other issues that may come up. We have our peer mentors. So we really want students to have somebody they can connect to and feel comfortable with. And they offer our workshops They do student outreach, sometimes come in and do classroom presentations, and they will call and email students to check in to see how things are going, see how students are doing. And then we just overall offer workshops that are current topics of interest for our students. So the new housing laws that keep changing, financial literacy as we're trying to balance our accounts, right, and learn about financial resources out there available to us, time management and study skills. Again, we want people to be whole as a student, but also take care of them as an individual. Then, as the campus continues to reopen, we're really looking at being able to provide hygiene kits, so things so people can brush their teeth, have their feminine products, male products, wash clothes, and showers. Currently, right now, the laundry and shower services are not available as we're still not fully 100% open, but that is something we're looking at reestablishing once we are fully open. This is the start of the day. I really wanted to spread the word and make sure that all of PCC students know about Pasadena City College plus Every Table partnership. So what this is right here is Lancer Care Virtual Center approves students for meal delivery to their homes. The students get fresh meals that is chosen by the Every Table team. And what that looks like is students will get 5 meals per week, and it comes once a week. So whatever delivery date is selected, the students will get the meals delivered then, and they need to have some place where they can refrigerate it. So I will highlight that unfortunately, like if a student is homeless, they're sleeping in their car, the food will spoil. So it has to be somewhere where they can refrigerate it, and then sometimes some of the food will need to be heated up, so access to a microwave is what I would also recommend. So this is for students that currently live in California. I know some of our PCC students are outside of California, but it is based off of zip code because this food is being delivered to them. So the student does need to live in one of the zip codes that is approved. And so once a student applies and let us know that, hey, I might need food delivery, we will do a brief little intake with them just to review, is there any other resources they could qualify for? Are they in the right zip code? And then get them connected with food services. For the food services, the student must be currently enrolled. So if they're planning on applying for another term, they must wait until they're enrolled to food services, and then food services do end once a student departs from PCC. So we still do give them meals for a little bit longer, but if the student is not coming back to PCC or chooses to go to another college, then the meal delivery program would stop for them. So what this looks like is that if you're a current PCC student, you can use PCC Connect to raise your hand. And then you just identify that it's a food need, we will contact you and do an intake. If you're not familiar or have not used PCC Connect, you can always call our message line and leave us a message at 626-585-7836, and then we will contact you back. Make an appointment to do the intake to review if a student would qualify. Also email us with any questions, concerns, or to learn more about the Every Table meals at lancercareteam@pasadena.edu. Then I briefly went over it, but I just really want to highlight how to access our services. So there's a variety of ways. We do now have our website as, yay! So we have our Lancer Care Virtual Center website on the PCC page. And use PCC Connect to raise their hand. A faculty member or staff member can refer you. So if you're ever referred, we will reach out to you, and it's perfectly okay to decline our services, but we always will follow up on a referral. And you can contact us directly via the email or via a phone call as well. Like this. So here, I just wanted to show students how you can reach out and let us know what you may have needs or concerns about. So the first form here in the laptop is our student self-interest form. And this is available on our Lancer Care Virtual Center website. And so you can fill out this form right here on the website, put in your information and what is concerning you. What do you feel like you need help with? And we'll follow up by calling you and then set up a meeting via the way you choose. It could be in person, it could be on phone, or it could be via Zoom. Another way is connect, Lancer Care, raise their hand, so students can submit a request or a flag that they might need help that way. And then again, students can email us, Lancer Care team at pasadena.edu. So just simply state, like, I have questions or I need help, or can somebody contact me, and then we'll reach out that way as well. Please. Well, again, this just goes over how to contact us, what our beautiful first part of our page to our website looks like. And as you see on this image, is the Lancer Care Virtual Center support for basic needs, and just with our statement, and then there's a request for help. So if a student ever clicks on that, then they can fill out that self-interest form, and then it also provides our email and our phone number. We are also on Instagram, and so we a lot of times post a lot of resources. So if there's community scholarships, houses for rent, other workshops or benefits that students can qualify for, we will post things on there. And sometimes you have to act fast. So if you can, I recommend following us at PC_Lancer Care, just so that you can stay connected with any resource that, you know, maybe you want to participate in. And, so thank you guys so much for allowing me to present. If any questions, you may ask them now if that's okay with the associated students. And if not, I can always receive emails or phone calls that I will address as well. So thank you guys for allowing me to present. Oh, I see some hands waving. Are you guys saying hi? Oh, hi. Everybody.
I don't have any questions, but I just want to say thank you so much for coming. We all really appreciate it. I know it was kind of a little wait, so just thank you so much for coming and sticking around.
Thank you guys so much, and it is no problem. I always want to connect and do resources and share the information with students, so anytime waiting is not a problem.
Great. Thank you. I had a question. At the moment, when students are reaching out for social services, are they able to meet in person despite it being a virtual, I guess, check-in?
So our first contact with the student is usually through the interest form or email or PCC Connect, right? And then we do follow up with a phone call with that student, or we email them back, and then they have the option to say, hey, I want to, you know, do a phone appointment, a Zoom appointment, or in person. So we do offer all three modalities.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome. That was a good question.
Hello, so I was looking at the services that Lancer Care offers, and I didn't notice dental services for dental hygiene. I was gonna ask if there is a service on campus that provides that to students.
So, yeah, dental hygiene is offered on campus, and so through the current PCC dental hygiene program, they do offer resources for that. Were you more talking about the hygiene kit?
Yeah, like a hygiene kit, you know, like toothbrushes and like, you know, floss.
So we do at Lancer Care offer the kits. I believe the dental hygiene program gives them out as well, but separate from the dental hygiene program, we do offer kits and supplies. Like sometimes we have like soap, like feminine products such as tampons and pads, brushes, toothpaste, different things like that. And we're trying to, since things are going more back to in person, we're trying to up our supply of that. So if students need things like dental floss and things like that, we're trying to grow those things. So definitely the more you let us know of either like what you could think of yourself as needing or other students, we do take those recommendations and try to get those supplies.
Okay, thank you, that's awesome.
Yes,
Did I miss? So if a student wanted to pick something up like that, where would they access that physically on campus?
That's
Other
a very
hygiene, I know dental hygiene has their stuff too.
Very good question. If students need any food products or any of the kits that we do currently have, then the students will go to our pantry.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, well, thank you, Dr. Stephens. I appreciate you joining us. It's very informative. We'll definitely be reaching out if there's any other way we can connect. Do you have any questions for us?
I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for allowing me to present and sharing your time with me today. I just really want to reach out to as many students as possible just so they know the support is there. Sometimes students might not they need us or want the support in the beginning, but it's just, I feel like it's always better to know what resources you have access to. So thank you guys again for allowing me to present. As we get more nice, cool tools like our every table meals, I would like to come back and share as we grow and get more resources. And then I guess I do have an ask of if there's anything you guys can think of that students may need as students yourself, let us know. Because again, we try to work and build resources as we know and hear of the demand. We can't promise everything right away. We are a work in progress, right? And we try to connect with as many things as possible. But if we put it on our radar, then we try to work towards it sooner than later.
Okay, well, thank you very much. We'll definitely reach out when we have some more feedback for you on that. I think she did. Okay, so back to.
Chair, may I be excused for 5 minutes? Is that it?
Yes.
Thanks.
Sure.
You don't have, yes.
Okay, so. We now moving on to.
Your other guest?
Well, it was going to be more of a public comment. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so thank you again, Dr. Stevens, and thank you, Natalie, for connecting us with her. So moving on to, well, I would like to motion to table the minutes of September 29th, 2021 to our meeting of October the 13th. First by Billy, second by Christian. So with that, I'll take a roll call. Natalie?
Aye.
Thank you. Eugene?
Aye.
Thank you. Jay?
Aye.
Thank you. Brianna?
Aye.
Thank you. Marcus?
Aye.
Thank you. Jillian?
Aye.
Thank you. Billy?
Aye.
Thank you. Christian?
Aye.
Thank you. Nat?
Aye.
Thank you. And we have no vote on Jonathan. He stepped out to the restroom. So with that, moving on to public comment on non-agenda items. And for that, let me go ahead. Okay, so any members of the public, if you can try to unmute yourself, see if you're able to. If not, I can give you access.
Hi, I think that includes me. My name is Josh Huey. I'm a PCC librarian, former PCC student and former PCC classified staff member. I'm honored to be here with you today. I essentially just wanted to come because I was told that you all might be discussing the library and access to the library and public access to the library. I don't have a comment to share per se. I just wanted to be here to offer any clarification I can provide, or if you had questions about library access for students or members of the public. So I'm more or less here just to make myself available. If I could in any way help facilitate discussion of any concerns you have.
Great, thank you, Josh. Anyone else? Daniel and JV. Hello, Daniel.
Hi, how you doing? So I am both a student and I work here. I also work in the library. So I was kind of here because I had heard also about the library opening up, and I kind of wanted to share my perspective if we were going to discuss that topic, both from a student and a worker's perspective on all of that and how it could affect both.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. Anyone else? JV, going once. Twice. Okay, well, thank you all for your public comment. I just want to let you all know for the record that I believe someone will be reporting out on this topic that you all have shared concerns about. There is not a discussion item. That is a discussion item planned for next week, but someone will be reporting out on that today. And feel free to listen in on that and make sure that everything is kind of accurate. Thank you.
Thank you.
So with that, we're moving on to board reports, and I will begin with Natalie.
All right, could you pull them up? I'm sorry.
Sure,
Thank you.
thanks.
I know that the first thing on there is I attended the CCC Professional Development event. I think it was very successful. Hopefully, AS, the next board could attend next year. I spoke to a lot of other community college students, mostly about returning to campus and the COVID restrictions and the other precautions that they're taking. A lot of them were really shocked by how our school is doing. Many of them at least have the option to not get vaccinated and take classes online. That was the main takeaway for them. I'm having technological problems with the ICC Canvas page. I've submitted a help ticket to Canvas support. They got back to me just before our meeting, actually. And they can't seem to solve the issue either.
It's working, because Chris was able to take this mess.
Was he?
Yeah, I read it.
Okay, yay, Chris.
No, I just added him. You can add someone else,
And
because
yeah,
as far as I can see, it's still working.
okay.
So if someone's logged out, then that should be.
So I'm getting a lot of emails.
Still, after we fix the money.
Yeah, I'm still getting emails because I mean, even after I sent out an announcement, we were having problems. I'll work on it today though. I attended the Student Success Committee yesterday. We talked about the equity plan that there is due like every 3 years, and they're working on it for next year. Some things that we talked about were what can they improve on equity wise. I think also Jillian was also there too, so that's really good. Moving on to, I will attend the District Technology Standing Committee today. I will also attend my IEC meeting on Friday. I will be absent at the next board meeting due to the board docs training and then SSCCC event. I will also not chair the ICC meeting on Friday, October 15th due to EEO training, and I will be in Oxnard for the SSCCC meeting as well. My vice chair will take over. I will put out his email in case you need to contact him for anything. Yeah, and that is the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. Eugene?
Yeah, so I met with the librarian named Danielle, and she mentioned to me that the public is going to open the library up to the public on October 12th. And this is a concern because all they're gonna have to show is a green check mark or like the health survey. And I think it is a concern for the students because those visitors don't have to be vaccinated and students might not feel safe about that. So I would like to make this a discussion for next week and also create a survey for students to speak up and we can have their perspective about that.
Thank you, Jen. Jay?
Yeah, so basically last week on Wednesday, Marcus, Brianna and I have attended the SAF, also known as the Student Activity Week, as well as the Student Services Week, which was chaired by your Cobb. It was a great meeting, and I believe we'll be having another meeting very soon. I got an email. I think during the meeting. So yeah, we'll see how we'll be allocating all these funds to the student services as well as the student activity. So that's exciting. As well as for the committee reports, we have been planning for the CBC event for a bit, but I've been starting to assign delegate tasks to each individuals by meeting with them one-on-one through the ourselves. So it'll be exciting to see how they'll be working and how the teamwork will be seen. But other than that, it's pretty good. As well as I also mentioned that the community members also have their own freedom to actually start their own event on their interest. If they're interested in transfer or financial aid, and we can also create workshops with my help, of course, as well as with Carrie's, as well as the comms. But yeah, they'll also, I hope that they'll start their own events in the future as well. So,
Thanks, Jay. Brianna?
Hi everyone. So I also attended the SAF or SSF meeting last Wednesday, September 29. And then I also started working on a budget to publicize the PCC or the ASPCC budget on the PCC website. That will be updated every month. So I'm going to talk to Philly about it more. And then I will be attending the BRAC meeting tomorrow, October 7th. And then for my committee, I started planning some future events already and brought up some ideas with everyone. And then I appointed Nathan Wong as vice chair and Rachel Chung as secretary. And then I shared the current budget with them, with the committee members, just to kind of give them an idea of how everything's working out right now. So, yeah.
Thank you, Brianna.
Thank you.
Marcus?
So just like Jen, I attended the SSF meeting last Wednesday, September 29th. And I believe we're planning for the next meeting to be October 25th, or that's the email I got said around that time. I attended the Student Success Committee meeting yesterday on Tuesday, October 5th, and it was mostly just introductions and kind of like debriefing on the equity plan and how we want the next one to be. I did some of the work for the IEC committee, which I also will be attending on Friday. And currently, we're going through certificates for different departments. I got anthropology specifically for me. Besides that, I started filling out ARFs for homecoming and for community reports. I will not be having a meeting tomorrow because we do have board docs training. But for now, we pretty much have the homecoming budget somewhat finalized. Nothing is set in stone. It still needs to be approved. I'll get into it during the discussion. We started finalizing our homecoming events, and we have begun contacting vendors for homecoming. That's all we have.
Thank you, Marcus. Jillian?
Yeah, I had my first committee meeting on Monday. I think it went really well. I'm really excited about discussing more about some future events and projects like the Cocoa Movie Night and hopefully focusing on Indigenous Peoples Day. It's on October 11th, so I want to post like an infographic and work on that with them in order to acknowledge that. And I also attended the Student Success Committee yesterday, and so Marcus and Madeline said we discussed the equity plan, and I believe Dr. Bowen said it's due on November 30th. But it was just really nice because we were sectioned off into different work groups, and the fact that we're just discussing what we want to see, how we want more qualitative data from students, more of their experiences with like different issues that they're going on, what's going around with them at school. Yeah, I thought it was really well. And I'm still working on the Lack the Night Heritage Month like video social media project, and I'm in need of students now. So if you have anybody who is interested, just like quickly take a picture and answer questions or take a video of them, please let me know because yeah, I need more students and I want more people to get involved in that. So yeah.
Julian. Billy?
Yes. So I'd like to start off my report by just mentioning to everybody that I did send an email about office hours. So I thank you to Marcus and Natalia for starting it off. But yeah, basically, as you'll read in the email, we have those 10 hours and I made a spreadsheet so it's easy for us to see. And the next thing I'd like to talk about is that I attended strategic planning on this last Monday. And we had a lot of interesting discussions, and it was basically about addressing technology equity gaps. And so one interesting statistic that we read in like one of the magazines titled Trends for Higher Education was that 24% of adults with annual household incomes under 30K do not have smartphones. And that was just shocking to me because that's something we take for granted. We assume everybody has phones, but then we consider that at an institution like PCC, where people are coming here for affordable education, that's something that we need to address. And so we had a lot of productive discussion there on like giving out laptops, and no students turned away. Apparently there's like 400 laptops not used. So if you know anybody who wants a laptop, tell them to go to the library and they will provide that.
Not a room.
Not a
A
Chromebook.
real computer.
A real computer. Yeah, thank you, Carrie. Yes, and so other than that, I updated some email signatures to make sure that we don't have the old ASPCC logo. So I need to work with Eugene and Nat for that. I also, over the weekend, created a 11-page brand style guide. It's not finalized yet, but if you need anything in terms of which hex codes to use, which color palettes, and also which logos to use for different merchandise, for example, please check that out. It's in the brand assets folder. And then I also designed a Hoko shirt for Marcus, but I need to find a new t-shirt material because the one that I used, it looked really nice, but it was like $4,000. It was $2,000 over budget.
Where did you get the?
Yeah, but we're gonna find a new one anyway, so it's
Is this cashmere?
It's 200 shirts, man. But on the topic of merchandise, I also met Dave Steinman yesterday, my amazing director of marketing. And we had two very good discussions on printing out large scale physical graphics. I know Marcus wanted something. We're going like a giant banner that said like welcome week.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but then that didn't work out. But that was something we want to be doing, like something we can invest in. So year by year, we have like giant things we can put up, and that'd be like a good way to get people in the spirit. And so he said that that's possible, and we'll work that out. And the second big thing is that we actually discussed the new PCC mascot. And so it's really interesting. I don't know if you know Larry Lancer, the super outdated, musty, really
He's
long
scary,
nose.
man.
Yeah, he's intimidating,
That
he's
Larry
scary. And I met David and he said, oh, you know what? I used to be a mascot too for the longest ice dogs. And then he's like, I went to this limit, never mind. And like, that was just like, if anybody knows mascots, he's the one to know. And that was just super interesting to me. And there's a lot of, he showed me 3 iterations. One was like a brown horse, one was a white horse, one was a black horse. And so he's thinking, what if we name it Colorado? You know, I was like, yeah, a horse named Colorado.
Why is it sparking?
Yeah. So I also took some comments from Christian and others on what the mascot should be, and I also let him know about that. But he actually might, he's going to be coming to my committee meeting. So if you want to meet with him, come to our next committee meeting, and date is TBA. But yeah, he'll need your opinions on that. But yeah, that's it for that. But I'm going to move on to committee reports. We had our first meeting last Friday. I just wanted to thank John, Natalie, Brianna, Christian, and Emmanuel, as well as Eugene for the first part, for coming. I really appreciated that, and for you that also participated in Icebreakers. So we also did some really good productive brainstorming. We have a lot of good ideas. And for anybody, if you want one of my committee members to produce you a video for something, or if you want them to feature someone that you know, like that does something super cool, you want to put them on our page, they can write that up. Or if you just want to do like an AS photo shoot, and we have our amazing committee member Sylvie, she's really good at photography. And yeah, also, for example, I assigned Andrea to work with Jillian for Latinx Heritage Month. So if you ever need anything, my committee's here for you. That's it for my report.
Thanks, Billy.
All right, so I'm gonna start with my committee report. So normal lobby committee is meeting this Thursday at 2:30. Finally, we're gonna hit the ground running. Really excited. Really cool group of kids. And then lobby fee fund is meeting Monday at 10 a.m. So you guys, I would encourage you all to show up to the normal committee meeting, but this is a different committee and basically we're just setting the budget for my committee this year. And then I met with Alex Bucklehide last year and we kind of just like got to know each other, talked about legislation. And it was really, really, really interesting stuff. Mostly the school is kind of veering on the same path as CCLC. I bet, you know, that is just like the community college league. And then I also brought donuts for all you guys because I'm resigned. Just kidding. Just kidding. All your faces. But yeah, I brought donuts for you guys. So yeah, enjoy. And that's all that I have to report.
Thanks, Sean. Christian.
Okay, so this Monday I met with Dr. Hatch for a weekly report. We discussed the aquaponic demonstration for the student lobby in the CC building. And we also decided to have another garden cleanup event this Sunday at 10 a.m. in front of the CC building where the garden is near the student services center. So if you're interested in coming to, you know, you can feel free to come and help us clean up. I'll be there with my committee for like 2 hours. And then I had my first official committee meeting this Monday as well at noon. And I did a general icebreaker and I assigned the research for the aquaponics so we can get that going, ordering materials for that within the month. And this weekend, I reached out to Heal the Bay to schedule the first beach cleanup. And I'm also contacting people for the spring health fair. And that's everything.
Thank you, Christian.
So I just updated the constitution for this year. I added the dates of all the amendments that have ever happened throughout the history that we have so far. I also added Article 3, Section 2, which was the community engagement that was amended this year by this executive board. I am currently learning how to do Section 508 compliance, which is basically a type of format for people who are not able to read. So it describes the Constitution, the images. So I'm learning how to do it because I have no clue. So it's taking some time because I'm learning. And then I'll be absent also for the next board meeting because I'm attending to the board docs training. And I'm going tomorrow to the board docs training as well. And I'm currently working on the spring council application. I have already drafted some questions. Yeah, and that's it. That's what I have. What? No.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, I'm not doing the app. I'm just drafting questions for the application.
No,
that's not it.
Oh.
No,
Don't worry, we'll keep going.
no, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Technically, we're not supposed to ask questions during report.
Okay.
Thank you, Matt. So I'm going to be sharing David's report since he's absent today. So he corresponded with the PC Courier staff and answered questions regarding the resolution, transparency. There's the email that was sent asking to zoom in. So for the record, and that is it for his report. For me, I just want to report that I've been working on an event with Dr. Olivo that is, the quad has been reserved for next Friday, the 15th, from 4 to 8 p.m. And it's an event that will be celebrating Latino, Latina, Latinx Heritage Month. And we've partnered up with some local organizations to also kind of showcase them and see how we can incorporate them and make sure to be inclusive of our community orgs and members of the public that seek to be involved in this campus. Also, Friday, I'll be attending the Accreditation Board Policy Review Committee meeting at 2 p.m. And then I've also been communicating with a student, Jasmine Lopez, in regards to a discussion item that they've asked to present for next week, which is really coming to present on some of the work that has been done over the summer. She's a part of, along with some leaders on campus, faculty. And it's really on truth racial healing and transformative initiatives, really in hopes to bring to harness a community and really have people, dialogue more often. And that is it for my report. Thank you all. Advisor reports.
Okay. So EEO training is coming up. We're trying to get details out of HR. They're for some reason holding it as a secret. Monday and Friday, we're having EEO training. So if you haven't gone, you need to go to one. All right, go to one or the other. Looking at the board docs training, I'm really glad that you're all going. I just had to go back. You only need to go to one. So, and my concern is how many of you will not be here on next week, Wednesday, because you're going to board? Okay, so this is the question.
Wait a minute.
This is the question, and I have to refer this to Dean Cox, because I don't know. My advice is maybe that we change the date or time for the AS meeting, but at that point, because it's not at our normally scheduled time that we usually go to, does that become a special meeting, or can be a regular meeting at another time? So maybe we want to have a special meeting, but when we have a special meeting, we can only deal with, I believe, action items. Special meetings. So maybe suggestion is that we have another, because it looks like you may not make quorum, because everyone's gonna be a board docs. And those of you that are saying you're going to board docs, you can't go to the other one, just making sure.
I can't.
And if you, yeah, because I know you've got class. But if you don't, then you all better show up. Just saying, we move AS meeting, you all better show up. So I suggest.
And if you've been, you don't need to go again.
Yeah.
If you're going just to hang out with everybody else who's going on that day, that's not a good reason to go and cancel,
You're just going once, so pick one of these. EEO, same thing, you only need to go to one of the EEO trainings, pick one. As soon as I get the time, but just know that it's Monday and Friday.
Monday is going to be what I have to call. I have nothing else, so that's not great.
Okay, Monday is 1 to 3:30. So if you're free Monday, go to that one. Who can go on Monday? Raise your hand.
And this is pending confirmation.
Wait, what time is this one at?
1 to 3:30.
Oh, I could look at that.
Okay, so if you can go to that one, let's go to that one, just to get you all out of the way. We're gonna hit them up again because we need to, they still haven't given us this. Okay, great. Speaking of trainings, because there's been a request to have someone sit on a Title IX hiring and Title IX investigator. Title IX is kind of the group that deals with harassment and student conduct issues, and they do gender harassment, that type of thing.
It's a gender equality law.
Yeah.
And equity law.
So it's not softball anymore. Anyway, we are gonna finally have an investigator, which then just makes life so much easier in our office. We need to have someone in the hiring committee. It is a Carrie Boland led chaired. So A, your chair is really nice, and B, I'm told that there are not a lot of applications to screen. As Jillian will know, and Philly has been on there, when you have to screen 60 to 80 applicants, it really kind of kills you. You die slowly inside. But I think this one might be less than 20. So Jillian, Philly, Jay, I think you three are the only ones who are not currently sitting on one who are EEO trained. I sent you and Emmanuel all the dates and confirmations. If you are available, please let Emmanuel know so that you can be appointed. We would like to have this happen sooner rather than later because technically on Monday, I think Tuesday, the applications will be released for review. So that way you can do it. We're not supposed to ask the question, but you can ask the chair.
Or ask the staff.
Yeah. So the key that's going. So what do you three please decide? And like I said, it's a very long thing, so it's quick and efficient. The other thing is also please keep me in the loop if things are happening, what's going on. Just let me know. Just even pop your head in, say, hey, Kate, send me an email. just so I know, because there's certain things that I may need to advise you on, there's certain things that I don't want you all going out there and then doing something, and then they're like, do you have this piece of paper? And we're like, no, we don't, then we gotta come back and get you whatever you need. So just kind of clue me in to let me know, because there's a lot of these rules that we were in transition before we went to COVID. And then when we went to COVID, people kind of stopped working on policies and procedures. So some of these things are like unwritten rules that we only know because we've had a discussion, and that's really not fair to you all. But until we can write policies, so for example, we just had a long conversation about food this morning, about what we can bring and what we can't bring. So these types of things, you know, I don't expect you to know, but keep me in the loop because it can help us from having to backtrack later on. And also, it's kind of important that I know, because when someone comes to me and says, so AS is doing this, and I'm like, they are? I haven't had this discussion. So let me know, please keep me in the loop. And then lastly, but not least, welcome to our new members. Woo-hoo! Hi, coming. I do appreciate that both of you reached out to me. I'm sorry, last week was a little bit busy. I was on a hiring committee. Just finished a hiring committee today. We'll be on a new one tomorrow. So I've just been a little bit busy. So I'm sorry. I do plan on meeting with you all to onboard you. And I think I've seen other people walking you around and kind of, hopefully you all have a buddy. I know Brianna volunteered to do some. So just trying to keep that. So, and then like I keep telling you in all of your committee meetings, and Dean Cobb has mentioned before that anytime we start planning to do things on campus, anytime we plan to bring people on campus, we need to be aware of the check mark, asking people, can we see the check mark on your whatever, and that check mark signifies that they've been cleared to be on campus. If we're inviting people, if we're inviting speakers, if we're inviting any performers, if we're inviting people to come onto campus to drop off the cotton candy machine, if they step foot on our campus, then we need to technically ask if they have been vaccinated. So just be very much aware that when we start getting people on campus. Thank you all.
And I'm just gonna apologize. I'm gonna really try and start singing new advisor stuff. It's not a practice I'm used to, so it's not in my mind at all. So my apologies for that. So I just wanted to let you know that, you know, September 30th was that ominous deadline, vaccination deadline. So good news is 12,000 students submitted their vaccination verification. Woohoo! So really, we only needed like a little over 8,000 students who are actually taking classes on campus. So we got an additional 4,000. So those students can come on campus to do other things, to have this, to conduct business, etc. So that's really a good turnout. And also what that means is only 600 students were dropped for not providing vaccination verification. I know that sounds like a huge number, but we thought that number was going to be in the thousands. So 600 is really, really good. And the college really worked with students in that last push so that so they wouldn't get, so we could reduce that number. Because I know a couple of weeks ago, it looked like it might be 3,000, and then they did a lot of texting to folks and nudging to folks. And I know that area upstairs stayed open late till 7 o'clock. I know Candace was up there to 7 o'clock almost every night trying to respond to people. So I know that sounds devastating, like, oh my God, 600 students, but we really thought it was going to be many, many more than that. So that's a big number. I would say anticipate having the same protocols or similar protocols and requirements in place for spring. We don't know how hardcore it will be because we know this is still a pandemic and that stuff changes every day. And also good news, they've already distributed $800,000 worth of the $200 Visa gift card. Now, effective, you know, so that's in, you know, 4 days, 3 days that they've already distributed $800,000 in Visa gift cards. So please remind students that they can still go, and if they can go until the end of January. So, folks don't have to rush in right now, and I mean, well, they probably do because students need money. But, so if there are other issues, it's not gonna go away tomorrow or the end of the month. They have until the end of January to pick up their card. Okay, and they have to do it in person. They can't send their mom, their best friend, whatever. It has to be in person. They have to have a picture ID, and their name has to appear on the list in the bookstore. Many of you probably already have your card, so that's great. So, but just wanted to let you know about that. And as you all know, well, maybe you don't. So we're trying to get clarification. So we're working with some folks, to get clarification on shared governance and participatory governance of committees, all the confusion we have. Well, I met with the presidents of Academic Senate and Classified Senate, and I'm the president of the Management Association. So this wonderful discussion, because we've never communicated like that before, we all found out we all have the same confusion, and I shared that you all have the same confusion about who sits on what committee. So what we're doing because we're working on a different project, but what we decided is that we're making it a priority to get information about this so that all these groups don't have to search around the website and call who we know to figure out who the chair is of the committee and how to access and get on that committee and all this stuff, because that's an infrastructure flaw, right? In terms of participation, because some are officially officially fall under college council, others fall under academic senate, some fall under student life. And are those still shared governance, and which ones are and which ones aren't? So we're gonna work on that as with the folks who are working on our PRT project. Celine Serapian and Tiffany Entourage. So I just wanted to let you know, I really realized we are not alone out here in a world of confusion about shared governance. And that was actually kind of nice to know that it, I stopped taking everything personally. But so I just wanted to let you know about that. And then as we move along, if we start having meetings, then I'll include Emmanuel in those meetings as well, so that we're all on the same page moving forward with this, and we all do the same thing. So just wanted to update you about that. I think those are the big things. There are a lot of hiring committees right now. So, we're trying to stay on top of that.
Thank you, Dinka. Yeah, go for it. So stop sharing. So. Brianna, did you have a financial report? Okay, so is there any shared governance discussion?
Oh,
Yes.
the only discussion I was gonna have is just like, going up that conclusion, because we have like a lot of empty little slots on the spreadsheet. So that's pretty much it. If the confusion's gonna be like kind of worked through, then that's all I have to talk about.
I don't know what day it's gonna work. I will work through that.
Yeah, because I think you have like only like, I think you have only one person doing college council, and I think it's like the big one. So I kind of want to.
There's like 3 or 4 people on that. Right?
Really? No.
I don't
Yes.
know.
Oh, I'm done, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said you're attending Brass tomorrow? I'm supposed to be on that too, but I don't get anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you want me to forward it to you?
Yes, please. I texted you already.
Oh, okay, I'll forward it to
Yeah.
you.
It's
When you get the hours, just let whoever know the admin assistant to add your.
Is it Lisette that sent that?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Okay, any more discussions? Yes, Carrie?
So the other thing is with EEO training, I would like you all to start thinking about, we are asking different student groups to join us in EEO training because then we acknowledge that you all can't, Philly's been on how many right now, Jillian's been on at least 2. We can't keep pulling you all to do these. So we're asking also to have different perspectives and different students. So we've got people and Black asking, I'm asking them to join EEO training so they'll be available. But also I would really like it if in terms of shared governance that we could have a shared meeting. We do something, we do an activity together, you do a welcome, you do a mixer with those students because practically they need to understand where AS is and what your beliefs are and what your values are, because as an elected group, which is made in the mission statement, I've sent them the mission statement. They kind of need to know, right? And I think it's also good for them as students to know what the hiring process is, so they can hear from other students how they went through it. Just so that we're sharing this information that way, and also it gives Emmanuel and you all an idea of how to evaluate who's going to be on what committee, because some committees may require a stronger voice, some committees may require a different perspective that these students can bring. So just as a shared governance piece, to either have a joint meeting or have a mixer or have some sort of thing so that you all can get to know each other. Okay?
Thank you, Carrie. Anyone else?
Who's on college council again?
So we have Marcus.
Who's coming in? Marcus, you know when the next college council meeting is?
Every,
Oh, so we don't have anybody on council?
aside from me.
Yeah.
It's 10:30 to 12
Yeah.
on October 20th.
Yeah, they're on Thursday. That's why.
And they're the same time.
I could totally do that.
10:30 to 12.
Did they meet in person, you know?
Yeah, again?
Oh,
Yeah,
dang.
I could do it.
All right. I'll point you to that.
Coordinating council? Okay, can I tell you that's important that you have good, strong representation. It's like the ICC of the candidates.
Oh, sir, that's crazy.
They're crazy, they hide it under a layer of professional.
Oh, yeah. Carrie?
I'll do that. Thank you.
So you gotta ask the chair.
Oh, Chair,
Yeah.
may I ask Carrie a question?
I'll
You
do
ask
that.
the where-
Oh, okay. All right, Chair, I'd like to ask a question. When we're onboarding Eugen and Nat, will they also learn about college-wide councils or college-wide committees that they can be appointed to?
Yeah, well, they've been appointed to some that they should be at already. But yeah, we've begun the discussion already.
All right.
Thanks, Philly.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, so moving on to action item A, swearing of appointed ASPCC executive board members. So it is recommended that the executive board members swear in the new VP of Academic Affairs and Chief Justice of the Supreme Council. So with that, guess we have a script.
Which you all can read, right?
Oh,
I tell
right.
you, that was written by the dean from like years ago.
Hey.
Somebody want to go?
She was
first?
in the microphone like we
Uh,
did.
They can start off.
Now, if y'all want to rewrite the script. you can rewrite the script.
Hey.
I'll record it like a loud
I pledge allegiance.
You were.
Sworn on a.
What? Were you not at the paper? Wait, does that mean you were never sworn in?
I guess it's just.
I thought I was unofficial.
So again, questions go to the chair.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
we don't believe Brianna was actually ever sworn in because she was not at the paper when the rest of us were sworn.
No, she was sworn in a private ceremony. I remember that. It happened immediately like after the banquet.
I
So
wasn't,
everything that she's done is
I thought I was
legitimate.
sworn in, I just wasn't there.
Can I also tell you that there's nowhere, where in your documents does it say you have to be sworn in?
No.
No.
Sounds good.
Article 6, section.
So, let's rock and roll, folks.
I, Natalia Hernandez, having been appointed to the office of Chief of Justice of the Associate Students of Pasadena City College, do hereby commit to responsibly carry out the functions of my position, and uphold the Constitution, bylaws, standing rules, resolutions, and official actions of the Associate Students.
And I, Emmanuel Gomez, as president of the Associate Students,
And I, Carrie Fuso, as advisor to the associate students,
do hereby recognize the appointment and welcome the appointment results and welcome you, Natalia Hernandez, to the ASBCC Executive Board, the specified term with all the authority and responsibility pertaining to and demonstrate your position. Congratulations.
because she's now the chief justice, so she.
I, Song, have been duly appointed to the office of Vice President of the Associate Students of Pasadena. Do hereby promise to responsibly and faithfully support the Constitution, bylaws, standing rules, resolutions, and official actions of the Students of Pasadena. And I, Natalia Hernandez, as the Chief of Justice of the Supreme Council,
And I, Carrie Fuso, as advisor to the associate students,
do hereby recognize the appointment results and welcome you to the ASPCC Executive Board for the specified terms with all the authority and responsibility appertaining to your position.
cover your eyes. The wall over there, and Philly, why don't you take a picture, this, you should put this on Instagram.
Okay.
So we have pictures as opposed to just color balls.
Thank you.
So you'll take a
I
picture.
was like crying on
Not you, the donuts. Take a walk.
ID cop's phone number.
Yeah, let's.
Make sure the phone number.
Let's do this really quick, because we have other things. that have to happen. So right there. Yeah, both of you also get it.
Thanks, hard.
So welcome to our new members.
Oh, no, I didn't know. Sir. I got it.
So where do you go, fellas? Good luck at today, the big game. Good luck with the big balls that we got.
Oh, wow. Get your water.
Sorry.
I can hear my.
We're shit loud or
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Philly, you good with the picture?
Oh, you're gonna take it.
Right on. Okay, so I'm going to be moving on to the approval of Child Development Center Trick or Treat budget. It is recommended that the executive board approve the following Child Development Center Trick or Treat event budget for October 29th, not to exceed $1,300 out of the programming budget. And for that, we have Jay.
Yeah, so this is the Child Development Center retreat budget proposal. This event, I think, Manuel also mentioned, will be happening on October 29th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., 2 hours. So basically, to summarize the whole event, we're basically having 30 little kids, 3 to 5-year-olds from the Child Development Center visiting PCC and celebrate Halloween. We'll be having, I don't know the exact number on how many departments at PCC will be participating, but roughly around 30 to 40 departments will probably join us. And they're passing up candy and stuff related to people. At the same time, the guys will be responsible for providing them lunch as well as providing some snacks in their snack time. So it'll be like a small preschool field trip type of vibe. So we'll be excited. And this is the budget. It seems pretty big. I agree. But yeah.
So with that, do we have any discussion?
Yes.
I'm not really related to the budget, but are we gonna dress up and do we want to approve what we're wearing?
Jay, what is the policy on dress
code? Not too scary. Like Wonder Woman is perfect.
Oh, this is scary.
No, Wonder Woman. I think Dracula. I mean,
I'm gonna be the front man from what's it called?
Okay, no.
That's a bit scary for kids.
Scary for kids. I don't think they watch the games.
Yeah, but they somehow.
Not be the spaghetti.
Yes, Philly?
Oh, yeah. Also, anybody needs a onesie, we have a 2+ onesie.
A what?
We have a 2+ onesie. Yeah, so if you need a costume or
Okay, it's
something.
not gonna fit you. It barely fits him.
Wait, I'm skinny, I'm small.
No. But don't forget, you all need to free Judy, so you need to free money, otherwise it's not happening.
I think they can wear their own, right? Yeah, if you have your own, then you can wear something that's. Try one.
Not scary and not provocative.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so for one, you're still in school, you're still on college, you're not at a club. But also, they're little kids. And it's just, you know, I just said, go back to your design, but just so you know, so a lot of times they also wear one thing for the kids or have a core outfit of black and something else for the kids, and then wear something else later on.
Yes.
So this is not on the topic of this specific thing, but I'm also gonna start talking about appropriation, especially as it comes to wearing Halloween outfits. So we can have that larger conversation later, but just even now, as you start to think, and the conversation should be, what is appropriation, what is appreciation, and what is insulting? So we'll go there, but you've got a budget. That's all. I got this not a double.
Okay, so any more discussion? If not, can I please get a first? So first by Philly, second by Nat. Okay, so I'll be taking a roll call vote, beginning with Natalie.
Hi.
Thank you. Eugene? Thank you. Jay?
Aye.
Thank you. Brianna?
Hi.
Thank you. Marcus? Thank you. Jillian? Thank you. Philly?
Aye.
Thank you. Jonathan?
Aye.
Thank you. Christian.
Aye.
Thank you. Nat. Thank you. And Dave is absent. Okay, so it's been approved. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving on to the approval of Coco Movie Night budget. It is recommended that the associated students approve Coco Movie Night budget for October 29th, not to exceed $495 out of the programming budget. For that, we have Jillian.
Yay. Okay, yeah, this is a very simple budget. The event will happen on October 29th, and it's from 6:30 to 9 p.m. And if you go down below, the total licensing rights is $395, and then I just put miscellaneous just in case for $100, just in case if like I need to pay for anything extra for class. And it's a very simple item. We're considering that I'm collaborating with President. I'm really excited for that, but yeah, it's pretty simple. I'll open it up for if anybody has any questions about the event or the budget.
Thank you, Jillian. So, yes, Willie?
Oh, the licensing, so you can like watch it using a link, or is it also in person?
I think it's just, the rights of us being able to show it.
Oh, okay.
From my understanding.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
just to show it in person.
Yeah, 'cause I wish we could just show it on Disney Plus, but I guess.
Jonathan?
So we're buying the rights and is miscellaneous for the actual movie streaming? Or-
I just put it for items of just in case, if I
Okay.
need to pay for anything for crafts, but I guess that is a good question. I could buy the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, theoretically.
Because I approved the other budget for Puente, and we were kind of at a loss of what to actually is happening. Could I get a little more detail on what the event will be? Like, is it a whole Dia de los Muertos celebration along with it, or is it just the movie one day and then you're also gonna have a separate event that's doing all the other things?
Yeah, for Puente, we are collaborating. Right now, Jill's just finished, our team can only collaborate with, for October 29th, which is Dia de los Muertos. So that's the movie night only, and then the budget that you use of the ICC is for November 1st and 2nd, which are two other different events. Jill, but so far she knows for sure she's collaborating on this, and that's what we're approving this. But for Puente, we have other events, yeah.
So, sorry, follow-up question?
Yeah.
So are you only showing the movie? Are you having food and stuff like that?
Yeah, we're having food. Paul, I can describe more, but I know we're her group is providing is like candy and hot chocolate popcorn.
Okay.
And then for like another activity is that we're also setting up an event that we're planning to have the movie.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, so she's in charge of the movie, like Bobby's in charge of providing the food and buying some of the stuff for the event as well. So it's about the same amount of money as we saw, so. Yeah, if you have questions, can ask both of us since we're planning it together. Yes.
What's happening to the rental once the movie's over? Like, is it staying there
I
or?
decided gonna, I have like a discussion with the community members and we can discuss more about this as well. But I think we're just gonna have it set up for the movie and then take it down because I'm really scared that someone's gonna ruin it or something, it's just things are gonna get damaged. So I just rather have like just like a little one for the movie or however large it's gonna be and then just take it down after, just in case, because I really just don't want anyone's like important belongings to get damaged or smashed.
But I'm a bit confused. So, what's an ofrenda, or what do y'all consider an ofrenda?
It's the altar.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I saw it as donations, like
Oh.
passing the basket around. I think that's what I know ofrendas
Oh,
as.
okay, sorry.
But makes sense now. Thank you. Yes, Nyla.
Is the licensing for just this one time showing it? Okay.
Okay, so is that any more discussion? Now, if I could please get a first.
So moved. Second.
So first by Marcus. Second by Philly. Okay, so with that, take a roll call vote. Begin with Natalie.
Aye.
Thank you. Eugene.
Aye.
Thank you. Jay.
Aye.
Thank you. Brianna.
Aye.
Thank you. Marcus.
Aye.
Thank you. Jillian.
Hi.
Thank you. Philly.
Aye.
Thank you. Jonathan.
Aye.
Thank you. Christian.
Aye.
Thank you. Nat.
Aye.
Thank you. And David is absent. So congratulations. Approved. Okay, so now moving on to discussion item B, discussion about homecoming 2021. It is recommended that the executive board discuss homecoming 2021. For that, we have Marcus.
Hi, everyone. So as you know, homecoming is quickly approaching. It's quite literally in 2 weeks. It's October 18th to 22nd. So I just want to go over really quickly the events that we're planning on having, and then I'll touch on the budget very quickly. So the Monday, October 18th, we're having Drive Loteria in the Kremlin Lounge. It's going to be from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. We're basically playing Loteria, and the drug performance is going to be reading cards, making jokes, having fun, and we're going to have some food like pan dulce, and we're planning on getting Cafe Loya and incentives for people who win the Loteria games. On the second day, which is a Tuesday, we're doing pumpkin painting in the quad from 12 to 1. So we're planning on buying 40 of those big pumpkins that you would normally carve. However, we discussed how the getting people knives might be an issue. So people will not be actually cutting them, they will be painting them with water-based tempera paint, and it will hopefully be non-toxic. The following night is silent movie / disco night. We're going to be showing, we're still deciding between it and Rocky Horror Picture Show at the moment. And that will be taking place in the quad. So the movie will be in front of the C building right there, and the silent disco will be taking place right in front of the OSL. We're planning on having food, cotton candy, shoe guys, popcorn. There's a lot of stuff we're planning on having. And then the disco, we're going to be using some of the same food. And then the day after is a pep rally from 12 to 1 in the quad. We are going to, of course, ask the band to perform. And we're going to be just, cheering on the football team. We're going to do like those whipped cream on a plate, like pie someone in the face, and then we're planning on getting inflatables, which would be a mechanical bull, a joust, a rock climbing wall, and one more, and 3-point shootout. So yeah, and then we're gonna have food, and we're considering getting some ice, which you saw at the contact, and then we will not have anything that Friday. And then Saturday, the day of homecoming, the day of the game, which we're playing against Compton. I'm currently talking to athletic director Tony Barbone to discuss if we can possibly have spectators at the event. I'm really hoping that we can. And if we do have spectators at the event, we're going to, of course, have food, water, soda, ice cream, and we're going to be making homecoming shirts. We're expecting to get around 200. Billy created the design for us, which I'm very grateful for. We're currently talking with Cassidy the promos to solidify that. I can touch on the budget really quickly. So we're expecting to spend around $9,500 with $7,000 coming out of the student service fund. So I'll be requesting $2,500 to come directly out of programming from AS, an additional 100 coming out of the incentive budget, so we can do the incentive gift cards. This is not something we're approving right now. This is all tentative. I still need to approve it with my committee, and then I'll bring the final budget next week for approval. Are there any questions about anything on purchasing, prices, or what we are doing? Yes.
So can you repeat the dates of the times I got lost? I was trying to find it.
Yes. So the Monday is Drive Loteria from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. in the Kremlin Lounge. Pumpkin painting is the day after from also 12 to 1, that it will be taking place in the quad. The following day will be silent movie / disco night. They're all both happening at the same time. And it's going to be from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. also in the quad. The day after will be the pep rally in the quad from 12 to 1. And then Friday, nothing. And the Saturday of, this is not confirmed, this is still in the planning. It would be the homecoming game where spectators can go. It'll be taking place in the football stadium.
When and where can I find that mechanical bull?
So we still are trying to talk with some of those kids during welcome. We did have issues with them regarding not doing the contract, so we have to take that to purchasing so we can negotiate a contract with them. And that will be taking place in the quad on Thursday. The 20th. So,
Oh, I was wondering for the summer, like disco night, should we have like a particular theme? I'd be so fun in the 70s, but I know like you have a lot on your plate, but maybe you can have like a fun theme.
so the thing with Simon Disco, there are 3 different DJs all playing 3 different types of music. All the music is uplifting. That is the policy which we are following. It's BC policy, and we will be strictly adhering to it. So nothing with derogatory slurs or we're sticking away from anything negative, trying to stay as positive as possible. And it really may be up to the DJ because someone could be playing disco music and then someone's playing 2000 songs and then someone's playing top 40 hits. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly. But we can always say you could dress up in a Halloween costume, and we can encourage people to dress up for the movie night. And then we're going to encourage people to, of course, bring blankets, dress warmly. Yeah.
For the Halloween costume, are you going to put any restrictions?
Yes. We, of course, I'm hoping no one brings their kids to this because we are showing it most likely. And I don't think kids will want to see that. We will be, of course, though, saying that we will be putting up like little signs like saying, this is a rated R movie, and this is what you can see in the movie for blood, violence. So if you're not comfortable with that, you're not having your kids comfortable with that, don't do it. But some people may bring their kids, they may be 12, 14, and I don't want to expose their kids to that, and I don't think their kids want to see that. So I ask if you do come, you dress appropriately. So nothing provocative. And I don't really think you would want to do something scary because that seems like a lot of effort just to be sitting in the dark. Any other questions?
Is it the original It or is it gonna be?
It is the new It. We are only showing part 1. We're not going to show part 2.
Okay.
We're gonna try balloon all around.
Yes, I want to leave one in the bathroom.
That'd be fun.
Specifically.
That's
Okay, yeah, that's a little extreme. But, okay. Any other comments, questions, concerns?
Yeah, is out of this estimated $9,500, is there any quote that would have to be approved above $3,000?
No, because I'm only requesting 2,500 here for the Funko. Oh, actually, I believe Funko's under 3,000. Yeah, there's nothing over $3,000. Everything is below.
Okay, good. Also, what time is that game Saturday?
The game, I have to confirm it with Tony Barbell, but I believe it might be starting from 6 to 7.
6 to 7.
Yes.
So I'm just, since I'm new to this, are we required to be at all events or is there a good time frame?
So there's really, I'm not requiring you guys to come to any of these events. Of course, I do have my committee to help me, but I do encourage you guys to come because we are trying to support one another. Trying not to spend all this money for no reason, but you guys do get free food. You guys can participate in the games. And I mean, there are 2 things which I am going to ask that you guys do come to, which of course is the pep rally, because that is a lot to do. And just for 9 people to take care of is not a lot of people. And if we do get approval with Tony Barlow to do the homecoming game, we do have a lot of food to take care of and to be moving around. So I will ask for your help. Yes.
Yes.
So, I would say, I can appreciate Marcus saying you're not required. This is not a Marcus event. This is an Associated Students event, campus-wide event. You should all foresee everything you do as an Associated Students event. not as a so-and-so's event and a so-and-so's event. So you should make every effort to attend the events that Associated Students puts on. Especially because you all are kind of at the beginning of committee formation, so you may not have a lot of committee support, and students expect to see Associated Students at Associated Student events and programs.
Most of these events are occurring from 12 to 1. So if I ask for your help and then you guys say, well, I have a class, I know 12 to 1 is a college hour. Very well aware of that. If you have a club meeting, I can understand that. But still, I just ask that you guys do try to come.
You all have almost 30 days, not 30 days, 20 days to figure this out. So I don't want to hear that I've got work, or I've got a personal thing, right? Because there's going to be a lot of heavy lifting that has to happen. And it needs to get done as a group. So, if you've got a class, if it's asynchronous, you need to figure out a time to do it, right? If you can leave early from your class, I never encourage you to skip an entire class, but I don't want to see Brianna and Marcus being the only people staffing this event, like I saw at home. That's not appropriate. And I don't want to see you there for 45 minutes, that don't count. You got a whole week's worth of events. Right now, you all better put in for your schedules to be clear on Saturday. Because there will be errands to be run, tables to be lifted, ice to be packed, pizzas to be picked up, and stuff to be distributed. If we get the go ahead, that's what needs to happen, right? And if not, that pep rally day on Thursday, y'all need to be clear. You need to be free. Right? Because not only is it not helping your fellow friend, your fellow coworker, you are supporting your student athletes who've had a really crappy year. So at the very least, you need to be out there cheering them on. I expect to see full participation.
Yes. Just in case, can you also send me emails like all the dates?
Yeah, I'm sharing the document.
Is that it, Marcus?
Yes, that is everything I have. If no one else has any questions.
Thank you, Marcus. Okay, so moving on to appointment. Well, we have no college-wide committee appointments today. So I'll be moving on to appointment to AS committees. And for the finance committee, I would like to appoint Raymond Turkin and Priyanka Leonid. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Thank you, Brianna, for recommendations. Yes.
I have names to approve too. Do you want to do it for next meeting or I can do it now? I just sent them to you. Sorry.
Okay, let me pull it up.
If not, no worries.
No, I can do it now. Get out of the way now. And also for the equity committee, we have Azucena Duran, Simone Chan, and Sana Maslesa. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Thank you, Judith. So. Okay, so any bill acceptance? Approval of ICC funding? Thank you. Public comment on non-agenda items. I think our guest left us.
I have no comments on YouTube.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Advisors, comments?
Sorry, this is one of those weird times when I have something to say because an email came in during the meeting. I just sent an email to Emmanuel. Carrie Boland, Dr. Boland just sent us a board policy. It needs to go into the board of trustees and it needs to, she's asking us if we could review it and then give her opinion or approve it by Friday. She gave a very short timeline. I just asked her if there's any extension on that. But just kind of be on the lookout for that. So the way it works is if you want to get on the board of trustees, you got to get it on the agenda for Friday because it's distributed for the following week. So that's why she wants us to approve and review it before Friday. Emmanuel, I'm sorry, I just got it like 2 minutes ago, so I just sent it to you. And he will be in touch if you feel like you could make this a special meeting to approve.
Okay. Thank you.
She sent it to everybody. Management just got it.
Just got it.
Everyone just got it right now.
So-
I got it.
I mean, do
Last
you
week.
have any comments? Think of
Huh?
any additional comments?
No, it's just, no.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Announcements?
Yeah, really quick one. So in case you guys haven't really noticed, we have two Nats. We have Natalia, we have Natalie. It'd be really cool if you guys stopped mixing up their names. Just saying.
Do you have a pet thing with that? Because my professor also calls me Natalie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, mix
Yeah.
match.
It's not his name.
Wait,
It's
can
like,
I
hey,
like
John.
comment on that?
John and Marcus.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
John and Margaret, John.
Yeah, but it's been fine lately.
Yeah. So far,
We have dealt with this in Supreme Council, but something that's really confusing is the fact that we're calling you Nat and I respond to that too. So can we just call you Natalia? Call me Nat. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with, but I just prefer us being called by our names because I will respond to that. So it's just really confusing.
Yeah, that's one Marcus too.
Yes, Carrie.
I would just say, I will call you by what you want to be called.
Yeah.
And I think everyone else should follow suit. Because that's respectful to the individual, because that's their.
Whatever you want.
I don't know if this is
But
business.
it is. But we dealt with it.
There's also Natalie like club. That's all it is. So it's Natalie and then it's Natalia. And this girl always calls me Natalie too. And the other girl just calls me Natalie.
Everyone calls me Natalia. And you know what? There's not even an A. It's because of the H. Anyway, thanks for that. John Boy.
Any more announcements? I just
Oh,
want,
sorry.
oh, yes, Philly.
Go to John's committee meeting tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. At is it in person.
Yeah, I got class too.
That's just on Zoom. Quick Lines for Life. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to announce that tomorrow, Equipo is having an event. They actually just had an event as well today during college hours, but tomorrow's event is, we have an invited guest who goes by the name of Levi Ponce, and he is an artist out of the Valley who previously was an Imagineer, didn't believe that his community and his culture was represented there. So he was able to, resign from that job and now kind of dedicate his life to what he really loves, and it's art. What he does is gathers the community, he kind of sets the foundation, and then the community fills in, the paint. And it's all, his craft is by hand, so he uses rolls and brushes, primarily rolls though. And another great thing about this person is that they've been allocated funds through the city of Los Angeles for this initiative on art. And he's just been drawing 10 murals throughout the city of Los Angeles. It'd be really cool if you could see some of y'all there. It is going to be a virtual event as they prefer to meet online. And I will share that flyer. It's also been shared all throughout Instagram. I'm not sure if anyone has seen that. That is it for my announcement. So I have a question. So for future meeting dates and times, I do believe it's important that we have a special meeting. Since she has already sent everything with the modifications, all it takes for us is to review it. Can I still announce this though as a regular meeting,
So.
October 13th?
Two different things that are happening. One is if you want to have a special meeting, you can discuss that information here. And then also my other question is, don't forget, next week, Wednesday, half of your group is going to be in Board Docs training.
Yeah.
So maybe you want to either pick another time or just put TBA and then sometime tonight, figure that out and send out the correct information. So you've got two meetings coming up. If you want to do a special meeting, maybe we ask that we do it at 12 o'clock on Friday, since you all are going to be agreed to be 10 o'clock. Then you can all review Board Docs beforehand. No ICC, but we have IEC at 1. But we could do this meeting very quickly, especially if it's just asking for their approval. And so if you want to do that special meeting at 12 to approve Board Policy 7100. And then if you would like to, for your next Wednesday meeting, what's another time? Because it's 10, when is this board training for? 12 to 2?
Yeah.
Well,
Except for Chris, do you all want to, do you all want to meet at 2:30?
Well, I believe some mentioned they might be able to join Monday's training. So there's a chance we can still have quorum.
Let's see this right now. Can I see a show of hands? Who is not going to be here next Wednesday? Raise your hand. For Board Docs. Raise your hand high, please.
Wait, for the Board Docs, for Board Docs. I'm going to the board.
I'm going.
Yeah. Okay, if you're going to Board Docs on Wednesday, raise your hand high. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've got 4.
5.
5?
That's just a four.
Okay, sorry. 1, 2,
So you're not going tomorrow then?
So Wednesday, that's okay, because well, no, because you are only at 50%. And quorum is 50% plus 1. So you won't need quorum. You won't need quorum on Wednesday.
Right. If you all, whoever's going to go to that Board Docs training, if y'all can please let me know about that excused absence. So far, I only have Jay who has reached out, informed me that he will be. That will also allow me to check what will work best for us next meeting. Yes.
To the two new folks, you have to email myself and Manuel if you're not going to be present.
For the executive board meeting?
Exactly.
Yes, Ned.
Never mind, I'll just email you.
Okay. Yes, Marcus.
Would I be able to get the homecoming budget approved on Friday then, if we're still unsure about next Wednesday's night?
Well, if it's approved by your committee, I'm not sure if you're still gonna go through that process. I mean, if you have something developed, that would be the time to add it. So we can be effective or efficient with our time. But yeah, if you have it available, definitely.
So, like, going back to Wednesday, do you want to cancel Wednesday's meeting then?
I think that would be best.
And then the only business that has to get done is
Friday.
Friday.
For the VP.
Billy, can we put a note on Lancer Line or you know, we should know what's okay, cancel the meeting? No one else has any budgets that have to come up, right? So we'll do both budgets on Friday. It's gonna be a special meeting. We need to now send that to Manuel now.
For this special meeting, can we have a discussion then?
You can have a discussion item on those two.
Because I just want to make sure that I let Jasmine know for next week. She had reached out. We have 2 discussion items that we would like to cover.
That's, okay, if you've got discussion, my recommendation is that you try to find another time on Wednesday to have them.
Well, I think she would prefer Friday because,
So your time frame is your 10 to 12, we're meeting as a group, and then you've got 12 to 1, but then a lot of us have to bounce to go to IPC.
for Friday's meeting.
It would be an IPC, I mean, ICC.
That was fully.
Wait, which Friday is this?
This Friday.
It's on Friday.
So
Two days after.
the 8th and 9th?
8th.
The 8th? you want to extend it how much earlier?
Possible request.
And so right now, it's tentatively 10 a.m., correct?
As of now, I have 12 p.m. written down.
Yeah, I could do 10 a.m.
Today we're meeting as a
So
group.
if
to
we're,
Oh, that's
do-
right.
we're doing a group discussion from 10 to 12. 12 to 1, you have time, but then there's a lot of items that are now coming up. And then at 1 o'clock, 3 of us will have to leave.
Yeah. Maybe like 9.
So-
9 a.m. But we have the mental health discussion. I think it's weird, unless we recess for that discussion. But I think it's important to leave as much time as possible for that, because I think it's gonna be really long.
So that's why I'm trying to hold sacred the 10 to 12, just get for that perspective.
I would.
Either way, you're only looking at an hour either way, which to do one budget is not a problem. But now we're also talking about a discussion item, which is why it might be more important than to put it for Wednesday and have a longer time period, or find another time on Wednesday that you can do that.
Right.
Because I'm not sure that what has to happen will be done in an hour.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Natalie,
I would concur with Carrie. I think the discussion item that Thousand Oaks kind of interest should be at a regular meeting on a Wednesday.
for sure. Yeah, Eugene, what do you think about the other discussion item you had requested about?
So what would I have to do?
Well, because I know that was very time sensitive.
Yeah, it's gonna be next Wednesday, but they're gonna open it to the public.
Yeah, so I think, if we could do that one within the special, I mean, I don't think it's going to take us,
Yeah, it's
10
just
minutes.
like showing the perspective.
Yeah, and then like if you have, say, the survey and stuff available, then you can share that day. But I think that would be best, and then for our following Wednesday, we can cancel that one, and we'll make a note of that on that too. Yeah, so then we'll make a note of canceling this regular meeting for the 13th.
Okay.
Because of board docs training. And for this Friday, we will have this board policy 7100 on the agenda, and also a discussion that Eugene is going to present regarding the library.
And the approval.
Okay.
Yeah, and if,
I'm about to advise you that that is too much to do in it. We will not get through that.
okay, so then,
So your original point is that we need to get the board docs. If you all do the homework and read the board docs beforehand, it's quick to come in unless, and make corrective changes beforehand.
It's a paragraph.
Yeah.
It's literally a paragraph.
I can read it, but don't come into this wanting to make major changes. If you read it now, that means you have to read it tonight and send corrections to Carrie Bowman now. Okay? Because it's about doing the pre-homework, because then all you have to do is walk in and read. Budget, you all see the budget, we had a robust discussion, I believe the budget can go through quickly. I believe this library discussion will take a longer time, it's gonna take you more than an hour. And also, Jasmine, which side Jasmine is not? Jasmine's not, okay.
At a regular.
we'll just do the action items that we have, budgets. If we have a budget available, we'll cover that, and we'll also make sure that our priority is the VP.
Because you will not get through that.
Okay, so then, yeah, I mean, I would expect it for us to be done roughly around 12:30. I think that's excessive. So then we'll make a note of that on Answer Live. And right now, I'll share this, I'll forward this BP with you all, and y'all can review that. Please, make any note of changes that should be made, and that we can share with Dr. Carrie Boland. So that way they can make sure to agendize that for the board of trustees.
Why don't we do this, if you have any changes, why don't you send them to Jillian, because Jillian has a relationship with Dr. Bo.
Cool.
And she can then forward them. But please do her the courtesy, both of them the courtesy of doing this tonight. So that way they all have time to talk.
Okay, so then for future meeting dates and times to be determined. And then with that, I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn at 2:15.
So moved.
Second.
First by Thompson. Second by Philly. Any opposition? Okay, with that, thank you for staying a little bit over. Appreciate your help. Oh, you good? Yeah, I can't. You know, kind of like you said, so respect to what we do. But unfortunately, we kind of brought that against us because of the reopening is already next week. We can still bring it back though, because I kind of feel in the library. Based on
Your mom was
I know.
But showing that this is a real concern. It's a
$20,000 for home.
Where did you get that? Because I have one just like
Given the
that.
circumstances, or you right? I will not be in the library in that situation.
I think there's like a place where we can like, I think it's like staff that we get to test all of what they want.
So maybe having like sites like there instead of I'll unless you can reach out to me.
I'm kind of not sure what happens.
Well, you mentioned it, but you mentioned that it was a discussion of importance that has been brought to you, so you reported that out, and then with the report, you let them know that we're gonna bring this up in future discussion. items. Unfortunately, we are not gonna do that, so, and we know that's time sensitive. So until the following week, which would be, I think, the 20th.
So we're gonna bring this up on the 20th.
Yeah, so it could be about. My bad, I gotta go to the restroom.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
But when you text me and have any questions,
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I'm sure you
happy.
can.
Yeah, and I know.
Yes.
So do you know when are we gonna start working on it? I already started to edit the application. I have to go over with like the secret questions I write.
When do you want to put it, publicize it? Or you
Just
have-
to start recruiting members.
I mean, there doesn't have to be a timeline for that, right? So that-
I'm not sure. I guess it's maybe this season. I haven't seen it.
My bad, I can't even think right now. I need to run to the restroom. I'll be right
So
back.
have someone, who's
But
got,
I think, you know,
I know it's
the
really
origin is up to you. You know, I think it's very important for us to at least start distributing them. I might even be able to distribute them at like. Homecoming.
at Marcus happened.
Unless-
Since we can't get in.
Well, I asked a question, so actually, I think I added all the questions I wanted to ask.
Just 7:30.
Yeah, Beverly?
That's fair then.
Hi, Beverly. So I think I don't have any. The goal that I want to do that to show up. So let's see. Do I think it's the role of the questions that I have? For the student council application?
It would be advisable to run them by someone. Because to make sure that you're not seeing something, that you shouldn't. So it is advisable.
Yeah, when you say expected tests right now that you have for both, what do you have a hard time pronouncing it?
Like.
Yes.
Gin? I think that is. I learned. I think that is gin. Gin.
Okay.
No, say you. Say gin.
You did.
Oh. I think that's her.
For both of us, because we started at the same time, we were probably doing applications about the same time. Do you want us to wait for now until we have more time to discuss?
Why don't you guys walk applications and you all make sure.
Okay.
And then I can look at them in a little bit, just not, so, like, when I said I've got something I have to do today, like, I have to do something. So I can't even like, there's time in session right now. I prep for my.
So it's trying to stay on a
No, you see, that's probably better, because right now you're not.
Yeah, I think we might be.
Well, like, hold on. Trying to see,
I think they're changing, I think all of them were changing.
Higher education. Huh? No, it's not, like,